Well,
Yeah, I'm alive.
you are alive. I see you. You're breathing.
Yeah, just about. I exist.
Yeah, tired old boy today.
Oh yeah, it's been a whole day of work. It's
Yeah.
always fun when the first thing you have to do when you turn up is drag like 8 kegs into the cellar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your muscles working.
Just about.
Pump the jam. Pump it up.
Pump Up the Jam was the name of a beer we had on. It was alright. Tasted like donuts.
Just all right, was it?
Yeah, it was nothing special. It was fine.
Getting sneaky these beers though. Getting sneaky.
Why? I don't. What do you mean?
Because, like, you're drinking it and you're going, oh, this tastes nice. And then before you know it, you've had too many because they're sweet and they taste good. And you're pissed.
Oh yeah, that's.
But at least with lager, you know, it's a bit harder to have too much.
A good chunk of the people who drink at the pub I work at would tell you otherwise.
But it doesn't taste like donut beer.
Yeah, Kirsch Russell is very good, and I don't know what percentage it was, but like I got home, ate food, and then it hit me. What percentage was it? Oh fuck yeah, it's 6.5. That's why.
Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it.
Yeah, it got me.
God, you did it. How many did you have?
One. Well, one and like a sixth, because we tried it when it came on, and it was very, very nice.
I'll have to come and try it once I get paid again.
When do you get paid?
20th. Just before my birthday.
100% it'll be gone by then.
Well, maybe I won't try it then.
Yeah, you probably won't. Wonder if they sell bottles. Because these are the same people who did Rhubarb Streisand.
Rhubarb beer is good.
Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't quite tart enough.
I tried it once, like a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
My housemate Chris got it
Hmm.
round Christmas. You're like, oh, try this, you'll like this. Tried it, I like it.
Hmm.
But the sneaky them beers, because
Yeah, you don't notice.
you don't notice, and they taste good.
For me, that's stout. I drink quite a lot of stout.
Yeah.
And then just get absolutely wrecked.
It's like when we were having that, like, Captain Morgan's and Punch.
Yep, that you couldn't tell it was there.
Not till it was there.
What did we have it with? Was it pineapple juice or?
Well, we had the first one with Monster Punch.
Yes. Yes.
And I can't remember what we had it with after that.
Don't remember.
Coke, probably.
Sounds about right.
But I remember leaving this house going, wow, I've drunk a lot there.
Yep. I'm very excited for the weather cooling down again, because there's nothing quite like yeah, you've been inside and you've drunk a bit, and then you hit the outside and you go, "Oh, good weather."
That is like an English thing, especially when you're on a night out.
Yep.
And you don't take a coat with you.
Yeah.
You go outside and you're like, right, it's freezing, but I'm drunk, so I can't really feel it.
Yep.
And you rush to the next place.
Yeah. Hey, wintertime cigarettes are far superior to summertime ones.
Are they?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like you can relax a bit more in the summer.
No.
Enjoy your cigarette.
No, it's the cold breath thing. Oh no, so much better.
To be honest, I think the only reason that I like summer is because my birthday's in like a couple of weeks.
I wish my birthday was in a colder time of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe to change my birthday.
Yeah. The only thing that I like about my birthday being in July is the fact that it spaces out my birthday and Christmas. Because they're both roughly 6 months apart.
Yeah, same. 10th of June. So,
Yeah.
more or less 6 months. Presents.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, but I shouldn't be. Got up at like 12:30. It's only 11. Oh, fuck.
I don't think warm cigs are nasty. I think you can relax having a cigarette.
No. Like, no, like when you roll a fag and then you go outside and you put like, I'm a dressing gown lad. Like, dressing gown, out on a chair, it's nice and cold, or... The only thing that makes it not nice is if it's raining.
Yeah, that's true. But saying that, the only thing that I enjoy about winter is bonfire night.
Bonfire night's fun.
Probably my favourite holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen V for Vendetta?
Probably seen bits of it, but...
It's worth watching. It's a good film, and it holds up, and it is a bonfire night film.
I'll give it a watch.
It is, it's solid.
Give it a watch. Yeah. No, I really like bonfire night.
Why?
There's something about being around a fire that I really like.
I agree. Yeah.
Like my dad's house, they have a fire pit in the back garden.
Built in or
No, just
freestanding.
Like freestanding.
They're selling one at a thingy. DC Domestics. The electric shop, like down there.
Yeah.
It's just the inside of a tumble dryer.
Oh.
Because it's like rust proof and all that nonsense.
I think when I eventually get my own house, I want to get one with a little bit of a back garden, just so I can have a fire pit in there.
At least like 10 foot by 10 foot. Like that's.
Don't want anything ridiculous, just enough to have a fire pit in the back garden.
Fire pit and barbecue.
Yep. Enough space to sit around the fire pit.
Yep.
I was on TikTok the other day. It was showing this.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've got nothing better to do with my life. And it was like a fire pit that... It was like a massive pool that they built, and then in the middle of the pool, they built like a fire pit that you could like get out the pool and sit around this fire pit. Oh, that's pretty cool, to be fair. Not that you could ever have anything like that in this country.
Never been one for a swimming pool. I like swimming, but
I don't mind a swimming pool.
they're fine.
Don't like the ocean though.
Too big, scary.
No, moves too much.
Alright. Moves too much, fair enough.
Yeah, moves too much. And it's cold, too cold.
Yep, alright. You know the difference between an unheated pool and a heated pool is like 2 degrees.
Doesn't surprise me.
No. 2 degrees, especially in water, makes all the difference.
Yeah. What the gym that my dad goes to, David Lloyd, they have like an Olympic length swimming pool, and they have it just at the right temperature that when you get in, it's a bit cold, and you go, oh, and then after a minute, it's perfect.
Yeah. Although I am like, it's only been like a few occasions, but where like you're in warm water, but the air is cold. It's like I will have a bath in the middle of winter and have the window open. But I'm very much I will be in the... Like, I've lived like it for years at my mum's, where year round I would have the window open and the fan on, but duvet on. Like, body nice and toasty, face cold.
Living like you're in Iceland.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of it is over there, isn't it? Like the... Saying about me now.
Want someone with a private pool in my life? No, you wouldn't, because they'd be a Tory. Yeah, fuck you, right?
That's true. They probably would be a Tory.
You gotta tuck your ear in. Get its own little duvet. Whereas I absolutely detest having my head under a duvet. Can't do it. Can't breathe right.
I just feel like I'm suffocating.
Yep. Nope. Yep. The warm breathing, warm air. Can't do it.
I always feel like it's like carbon dioxide poisoning.
Yep.
Weirdly enough, I know it's not, but yeah.
I also I've tried a couple of times when I was younger to wear one of those eye mask things. Yeah, like one of those eye mask things to cover your eyes, so it's all dark, but I can't do it. I hate the feeling of something on my eyes.
I get that. Never.
But I can do I've done it. In fact, I can fucking show you how I did a sleep once. It was fucking perfect. It was like this. I had a pillow here, and it was the middle of the day, so the window was really fucking bright. So I did that. So I couldn't the light didn't get in, but I was really comfy, and I was curled up like that, just hiding my head, and it was perfect. It was perfect nap time.
Perfect nap time.
Perfect nap time.
I do love a good nap.
I can only do it middle. I can only do it in the first half of the day I'm awake. Can't have a second half of the day nap.
Yep.
Other than just in from work. Haven't done it in years because it'd be too late. I'd just sleep at that point. But when I did have a 9 to 5, get in at 5:30 and just be pop my head down, watch something for a bit, just snooze until 6:30, 7.
Yeah.
Good nap time.
I've got really good at going to sleep at about 7, 7, 2 or 3 hours, getting up for a couple of hours, going back to sleep.
No, I can't do it now. I work too late. If I finished work at 6, maybe. In fact, no, it's happened a few times where... No. It was when I was getting up at 11, 10, 11, and it was during lockdown, and Becca would get home and we'd watch something. Halfway through, I'd just doze off for an hour or two. Then get up and be fine again.
I have also done it though where I've gone, I'll have a nap for a couple of hours and just had a 14-hour sleep.
Yeah. I have once, and it was when I had a migraine once, but I have once slept for 28 hours, almost all the way through. I think I got up at one point and went, nope, sleep. It's really weird when you miss an entire day. Have you ever slept for more than a day? It's really jarring, because you legitimately don't know what day it is. Imagine going to sleep on Imagine if you got in from work on Friday, and you were kind of ill, because that's always when it happens. You're a bit ill. Imagine you've been feeling a bit shitty all day. You get in from work, you fall asleep, you wake up and it's just bright outside, and you go, yeah, I'm going to snooze in just a little bit longer. And you wake up and you check the time and it's Sunday.
I think I'd actually be heartbroken. I genuinely think I'd get up and cry.
I've done it a few times. Most of the time that I've done it is when I've been unemployed. There's been a few times that I've slept 18 plus, but I think the 28 was the longest.
I don't know. I must have done it. So I lost 2 or 3 days, and that's when I had the concussion.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count. You're delirious at that point. You could be awake and not know it.
But it was a mild concussion.
Yeah. Same. Mine wasn't too... I think I got over it pretty quick, but I properly milked it and just stayed off school for a good couple of weeks.
Well, I say a mild concussion, I didn't feel right for about 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, no, it's fucked you up. You just feel wrong on your feet.
Yeah. Oh, I've rewatched both Ant-Man films. Still terrible films.
They're not terrible, you just don't like them.
I don't know what it is. They're just not good films. Which annoys me, because I actually really like Paul Rudd. I don't mind the character. It's a decent character, but...
Is it just kind... In all of the other ones, something is at stake. But let's say in Ant-Man, specifically Ant-Man 1, if they lose, nothing is really going to happen for maybe a couple of years.
Possibly. And you have actually kind of ruined all the first films of each one just by saying they fight themselves.
They do, though. Ant-Man's the same. Iron Man, I'm big Iron Man. Hulk is its Hulk. Doctor Strange is its Doctor Strange.
The only one that doesn't fight itself is Spider-Man.
Thor.
And Thor.
Spider-Man. Yeah, no, Spider-Man's got a varied cast of villains.
Yeah. I need to start playing the game again.
Like, even Captain America Winter Soldier is Captain America versus bad Captain America.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Iron Man 2, like, the storyline is that, oh, anybody can make an Iron Man suit, or the fact that nobody can but everyone's trying, and that the storyline is, oh, he could end up fighting himself. So it might as well be the same. Because it's a Whiplash.
Yeah.
So it's similar. It's practically the same.
Legit, the only thing that I can remember from that film is the fact that the bad guy chops a Formula 1 car in half.
That's not a great film. That's not great. Really good for the time, but not great.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not just fight yourself. The second one kind of is, technically.
Yeah, the
it's
second one
fight
kind
your
of is.
similarly powered dad. Have you seen the trailer for What If?
No.
Do you know the premise of it?
What if this was that, pretty much?
Yeah, that.
No, I've not seen the trailer.
There was one in the trailer that was really good. Oh, fuck. Can't remember who it was.
I was considering, I know that you're not fussed about it, but Black Widow. I'm like, oh, I'll see how much it is on like Disney Plus. If it's like a tenner, fuck it, why not? 20 quid, I'm like, no.
If you're a family of 3...
It's worth it.
It's worth it rather than go to the cinema.
Yeah.
But if you're 1 or 2 people, it's cheaper to go to the cinema.
And it's a day, well, not a day out, but a trip out.
Yeah.
Where I might just wait until it's not on Disney Plus. Well, on no. Disney Plus, but
I think month and a half. When it becomes
probably
free. I think I'll probably go see it at the cinema, just because I like going to the cinema. It's an excuse to eat snacks.
What was the other film that they did it with?
They did it with Mulan.
Mulan.
I think Raya and the Last Dragon was free. I think. Don't think they delayed that one. Like delayed it being free. Mulan was a pile of shit.
Not watched it.
Don't.
It's getting to the point now where I'm refusing to watch the remakes.
Yeah.
I've watched enough of the remakes now, and none of them have been good.
I watched Aladdin. That was really bad. Like, Will Smith was the best part of it, and he wasn't good.
That's true.
Mulan was bad. Objectively bad. I skipped through Lion King.
Lion King was awful.
I skipped through it to see Timon and Pumbaa are really good. I will say, they cast really well for Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And then they cut down Be Prepared, which is awful. because that's the best song. I'm just waiting for live action Hunchback of Notre Dame, but with like the real ending.
Beauty and the Beast, that was also awful.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Awful.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but if it's Nazi imagery, get rid of the whole thing. Don't just cut it down. It's like hiding the fact that it was just that. Just commit to it being a good song. What other... Have they done any of this? I can't think of any.
Not that I can think of.
Sure, this one.
I'll go... Mary Poppins, Disney?
I think technically yes.
Cinderella?
Did they do... Cinderella completely went over my head. Completely missed that.
Yeah, I've not seen that. But saying that, I don't think I watched the original Cinderella.
I'm sure I technically have. I remember so little, but I'm sure I technically have. Really, I have never walked out of a film. I remember once, my uncle took me and my two cousins to go see Hoodwinked.
Never seen it.
It's bad. Came out in like 2005. No, it's not. Shut up. I'll rewatch it, maybe. But we watched it, and then we walked out of the cinema, and my uncle asks us, like, 10-year-olds, 10 and, like, 7, oh, what do you think of the film? And we all unanimously went, yeah, it really wasn't that good.
What was the first film that you saw at the cinema?
1 minute. How old were you when you watched it? Give me your answers in time. First film. I don't remember which one it was. It was either one. It was Mulan or Iron Giant.
Forgot about Iron Giant.
Iron Giant's great.
What a good film that was.
Vin Diesel voices the Giant.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to rewatch that. That'll be on Disney, surely.
Alright, you were old enough to watch it and probably get some references. I was 10, so I missed a load of jokes. Because Hoodwinked was 100% one of those films that's kind of based at adults as well. 100%.
I remember once going to the cinema with like my nana and grandpa and my two cousins, and my cousin like kind of just like bullied his way into deciding what film we were watching, and it was like a Hilary Duff one.
Was it the one where she had... Was it...
It was like a princess one from what I can remember. Not a princess one, but...
Was it the Princess Diaries? No, Princess Diaries is different. That's not Hilary Duff. I think I know the one you mean. I think there's one where she has a twin. But there were a lot of those.
Yeah. No, I think it was one where... I can't even remember. But I remember sitting through the whole film like, why am I watching this? This is awful.
You ever watch the Garfield film? Do you want to not watch it? Do you want to know a slightly dumb fact about the Garfield film?
Go on.
Right. Garfield the cartoon. Garfield is voiced. He's voiced by someone. When Ghostbusters came out, they released a cartoon alongside it, a little bit after, called The Real Ghostbusters. Bill Murray is in Ghostbusters, yes.
Yes.
They got the voice actor for Garfield to voice Bill Murray's character in The Real Ghostbusters, the animated cartoon.
Okay.
Because he does a fairly reasonable job of kind of getting it. He gets it and you go, oh, that's somebody doing a Bill Murray.
Yeah.
When they brought out the Garfield movie in like 2004, they got Bill Murray to voice Garfield. Because he does a kind of good job of slowing his voice down and sounding kind of like Garfield.
That's quite funny.
Whiplash is a very good film.
Whiplash, is that the one where it's the guy playing the drums?
Yes. Really good film.
I don't think I enjoyed that.
What?
But I think I already kind of watched it.
Yeah, Hard Candy has Elliot Page. Yeah, no, Whiplash. Oh no, you're thinking of Whip It. Whip It is the Is it the same name? I thought Whip It was the roller skating movie. Yeah, that was okay. No, Whiplash is fun. I liked it. You have to go in with the right expectation. Whereas, kind of, in the film, there isn't a villain, but there kind of is, but also there isn't.
The only thing that I can really that comes to mind is it's a bloke that gets bullied for an hour and a half.
Oh, it's more than an hour and a half.
Or 2 hours.
But it's very well acted. And, not every film has to have a good resolution. Not every film has to have a villain. Like, The King of Staten Island. There's a comedian who I think has quite a few tattoos, and I can't remember his name. Younger comedian. But the entire film is about him and his mum gets a new boyfriend who happens to be a firefighter, played by Bill Burr.
I know which film you mean. He's a weird-looking guy as well.
Yeah, exactly. But have you seen the film?
I've not, but I wanted to watch it.
Right. It's similar to Whiplash in the sense of this is just some guy's experience. Like,
what's the comedian called? Because his dad actually died in 9/11.
Give me 2 seconds.
His dad was a firefighter and died in 9/11 because he was going up the bill, trying to put out the fire.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Yeah,
really good film. But again, there's no villain of the film. The film just happens.
Yeah.
The film just exists.
Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered his name, but I do recognise him from quite a few things. I was going to say something then, but I can't remember what I was going to say.
I've only ever watched a few films like that, like, there's not necessarily a good resolution, it just, here is a chunk of this person's life.
Here's a fact for you. I Am Legend.
Yes. Had different endings.
Yep.
They
only made 2 different endings because they had one ending in America, which was the happy ending.
Yeah, he gets to the place happy, yay.
Yeah. And the alternative one for the rest of the world, because Americans don't like unhappy endings.
Pulp Fiction, I almost classify Pulp Fiction as like an anthology film, because it's multiple stories in one.
Only ever watched it once.
Is that right?
It's a good film.
What did you say? You said... oh yeah. Another thing, if there is ever a film in which the main character has to commit a crime to do good by the end, whatever, ends justify the means, they will do jail time for it in the film. 100% if it's made in America. American films, they cannot allow someone who commits a crime to not get punished for the crime.
Really?
Yeah, like almost 100%, no matter what.
Fast and Furious. They've made about 9 of those films now where they're all speeding. A lot. People die.
Good.
Things get blown up.
I still haven't seen any of them. We have plans to watch them all, and then we'll watch... Is it Fast and Furious 9 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, need to watch
You do realise with that 9th one there is 11 films for you to watch.
Hobbs and Shaw... Is that included? Is that you're including that in there?
I'm including that and Tokyo Drift.
I thought it was just 2.
So there's Tokyo Drift, Pete and Hobbs, and then the other 9.
Oh, I thought Tokyo Drift was just the second film.
No.
Oh, okay.
Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, and then whatever.
When was the last time you watched Gone in 60 Seconds?
Never, I don't think.
You need to see that film. You 100% need to see Gone in 60 Seconds. It is a perfect film.
Film that I'd not watched until last year, Gran Torino.
National Treasure.
National Treasure, no, fuck that shit.
Get out.
That does not seem
Gran
like
Torino, Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Old Clint Eastwood, yeah.
Where he plays a racist, but in real life, he fucking hates racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant film.
Ghost Rider. That's Ghost Rider. Nicolas Cage on a bike and has a fiery skull. Nicolas Cage is wonderful. So crazy.
I haven't rewatched the film in quite some time, so it might be dated, but I did enjoy it when it came out.
What, Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dumb.
But from what I can tell, in the films, it's just so underwhelming compared to the comic books.
Yep. One of Ghost Rider's powers is called the Penance Stare. Essentially, he looks you in the eyes and he makes you see all the consequences of your actions throughout your entire life.
Yep.
And you like just die at the thought of everything you've done. Whatever, fine.
Is that the thing that he uses in the film?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film in fucking
He
ages.
uses it a lot in the film, from what I can remember.
At one point in the comics, he uses that on Deadpool.
That's just going to be a fucking loop, though. Because he can't die, but...
And then Ghost Rider gets blasted out of his ghost form and he's just human again. He's like, what the fuck? and Deadpool's like, yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know much about Ghost Rider. It's person makes deal with the devil and becomes like ridiculously overpowered.
I don't know anything about Ghost Rider. I don't know whether it's a...
I only kind of know that because of an account that I follow on TikTok, and he goes through like the different characters and stuff.
Yeah, is it like a collect the souls that erode to the devil kind of thing? That
from the film, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. There was a series that was very similar. It was called Reaper. It was really good. It was dumb.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I'll have to find out what that account is for you. Because the guy that does the videos and stuff is like massively into comics and stuff, and actually properly explains each character and goes, "Oh, this is how powerful they are, and this is what's happened, and blah blah blah." And it's really good. I follow like 2 different accounts that talk about like Marvel and stuff. I've got one that goes through the comics and talks about the comics and stuff, and the other one's more about like theories about like what's going to happen in like Loki and stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll not talk about Loki until it's finished.
Yeah, we'll do a wrap up season finale spoiler cast.
Yeah. But it's been good so far. I've actually enjoyed it.
It has been good. I have been enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been different.
What If should be fun. I like
I can't believe that the one thing that I do enjoy about like the newer Marvel stuff, well, I've always enjoyed about Marvel stuff, is each character I'm always vaguely aware of a character, and then it comes into play a part in the film or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just kind of slide in seamlessly. It's brilliant.
Yeah. They can do a lot with Scarlet Witch. They can do a lot with her. If they were to decide to bring mutants in, they can do a lot with that. Honestly, there's whole feature-length animated films that are like Deadpool versus or Hulk versus, and they're all really good. I've watched a couple of them. Like Hulk versus Wolverine is a fun one, but I've watched a few of them. They're really good. But you could do Deadpool versus. You could just do shorts easily.
Who do you think would win between Deadpool and Wolverine?
Pretty sure it ends in a stalemate. Like whenever it's happened, I'm pretty sure it just ends in a stalemate.
Just gets to the point where right, we can't be bothered with this.
Pretty much. It is, unironically, because that's actually a thing in the comic, but it's immovable object, unstoppable force. It's...
Are they bringing out another Deadpool film?
Pretty sure. Throwing away money if they don't.
Because we've heard that it's very, very rare that the second film is a lot better than the first one.
Shrek 2.
I actually can't remember what happens in Shrek 2.
They go to Far, Far Away, and it's the transformation potion.
Oh, yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 2.
I don't think either of those are dramatically better than the first ones.
Kung Fu Panda 2. First one's fine, second one's really, really good. Shrek. First one is a masterpiece, second one is double masterpiece. Third one's ass, fourth one's alright.
All I can think about is them two people arguing outside.
Yeah, I don't know what they're shouting about. Wait 1 minute. Yeah, no idea. Shrek 2 is the best. Can't think of any other good DreamWorks films. Because I'm fairly sure Shark's Tale was DreamWorks and that was pretty bad.
Oh no, that was great.
No, it was bad.
I mean, I may need to rewatch it, but I remember that being very good.
No. I'll rewatch it, but no. Yeah, the consensus is that was the bad one. That was a bad one.
Okay.
Help, I'm a Fish.
Never watched it.
Also ass. I remember thinking really, really highly of it, and then going back and watching it like last year. And Spirit, I've not seen. Not seen Spirit. Oh, have you seen Prince of Egypt?
Possibly. What's it about?
It's
actually no, I haven't, because I'm thinking of the Prince of Persia.
I also haven't seen that. Jake Gyllenhaal playing positively not white man. No,
yeah.
Prince of Egypt it's one of the Bible stories. I can't remember which one, but like baby in basket gets picked up, is brought up alongside Pharaoh or whoever. Pharaoh condemns all the slaves to be slaves, and he's like, "Let my people go."
Let my people go.
Yeah, like that. Moses. It could be. Yeah, I think it's Moses. Flushed Away is good. Was Flushed Away DreamWorks? Like, I know it's Aardman, but did they do the team up?
Did you ever watch Noah? With Emily Watson and Russell Crowe?
Do you mean Emma Watson?
Emma Watson.
No.
And Russell Crowe.
No. Was it like Noah's Ark style thing?
No. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Flushed Away is solid. Flushed Away has a decent story. I like it.
Don't think I've ever watched it.
Spoilers for everyone about Flushed Away that came out like 15 years ago. Jeez. There is a rich rat, voiced by Hugh Jackman, and then a rat turns up that honestly reminds me of somebody I used to work with. Bad rat turns up and flushes good rat down the toilet, and there is a frog that has a plan to eradicate all the rats in the sewer by waiting for half time during the World Cup England final to wait for everybody to go for a piss and flush the toilet, and then lift the floodgates so it flushes them all away.
Okay.
Yes, Hugh Jackman voices the rat, the good one in the suit. That's Hugh Jackman. Yes, yeah, he does. I'm sure he does.
A film that I've not watched in a long time, but
yeah, it's Hugh Jackman. Go fuck yourself.
But I keep meaning to is Fox and Hound.
Never seen it. I haven't seen quite a lot of early Disney. Pocahontas, never seen, but I've seen Avatar, and it's the same film.
Very sad film from what I can remember, but I don't remember why.
Yes, it's Hugh Jackman. Deal with it. Yeah, Fox and the Hound, I imagine it's sad. It's two people who shouldn't be friends who are friends, and then
Yeah, it's sad, but I can't remember why.
I've never seen. Pocahontas, not Pocahontas. There was another film I was going to say. There's a lot of early Disney I've not seen, but I got distracted by being gaslit.
You know what film I've actually not watched in a while, and it is a really
Willow.
good film. Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
I fell asleep during it. Like good, earlier than halfway through. Woke up for the very end. I need to watch it.
Rewatch it. It's a very good.
Wait,
film.
but no, Black Cauldron. I watched Black Cauldron or Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I don't remember which one. I think it was Black Cauldron.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks is based in during World War II.
No, I watched Black Cauldron. I watched a third of Black Cauldron.
Yeah, you need to watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's a really good film.
The Nazi suits of armour.
Yeah. Well, they're not Nazis. The suits of armour kill the Nazis.
I thought they were Nazi suits of armour.
No.
Oh, they're good suits of armour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing is it's kids from London go and live with a witch. Then they go on a detour to a cartoon world, and then the Nazis. Then they get out of the cartoon world, and then the Nazis arrive, and she enchants all these suits of armours to beat up the Nazis.
Have you ever seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice, like the live action one with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
It's really fucking good.
it was
It's
really
really
good.
good.
It was really good. Who's the other guy from Pulp Fiction other than Samuel L. Jackson? What's he
John
called?
Travolta.
I saw him the other day. I'm like, ugh. Oh God, what's happened to him?
Well, you know, he was in Grease that came out in, I want to say, the 70s. And he was, like, probably nearly 30 then.
He doesn't look good.
Aged.
Not very well. Not very well at all. He looks awful.
Have you ever seen Grease?
Not for a very long time.
But you know what the film's about, right?
Yeah.
You've seen High School Musical. You know how High School Musical and Grease are just the complete opposite films? Yeah. High School Musical about being yourself and being honest to yourself about who you are and towards others, and Grease is change yourself for the other person.
I love High School Musical. I actually really enjoy High School Musical to this day.
I was sent a video showing how gay brother of Sharpay, who's definitely not gay, shut up, but also he's gay, and Corbin Blue have that song in, is it the second one? I Don't Dance.
Yeah.
And then after the song is over, yes, you did send me that one. They have changed shirts. Like, they've just swapped shirts with each other because they fucked.
Okay, I mean, I don't really know how to respond to that one, but okay.
Baseball is just a gay metaphor.
How?
Something, catch my ball.
Let me hit you. Your balls with my bat.
Playing for the other team.
I'm sure there's a few metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff. Still love High School Musical though.
Oh, no, it shouldn't deter you from liking it.
Yeah, great films. You know, I was saying before about second films really being better than first films.
High School Musical 2 better than the first one.
Camp Rock is a prime example of that. because the second one is awful.
Does the second one not have Demi Lovato or the Jonas Brothers in it?
No,
or does it just have one of the Jonas Brothers, Nathan, who nobody cares about?
I thought it was Kevin that no one cared about.
I don't fucking know.
God, did you just not have a Disney childhood or what?
I think... Oh, the film that made me stop caring about Disney Channel original movies. Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior.
Never heard of it.
It was Brenda Song who played Paris in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Okay.
She gets, like, magic powers or something. But I saw a video on TikTok. It was, there's all of her teachers in high school get possessed by a ghost or whatever to train her how to fight.
Okay.
And there's a scene, like, she has a teacher who's a black man who very clearly wasn't able to do the stunts in, like, the fighting scene. And there is a scene where you see him doing, like, a big jump kick and his shirt pulls up, and that is such a white man.
Oh, they didn't blackface, did they?
There is... Because it's an older film, the camera quality isn't quite as sharp. There is some level of potential that he had, like, an undershirt on that was white, and when his shirt's pulled up and then there's, like, a t-shirt tucked into his pants that was white, maybe. But from the screenshot, really looks like a man in blackface.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to keep telling my dad to stop doing blackface. Not that he does it a lot.
Oh, god damn.
Not that he does it a lot, which isn't much better.
The fact that he's done it.
Not only has he done it, he's done it recently. There is photo and video evidence.
Why?
Because he's a big Stevie Wonder fan.
That's... No.
This is what
Your
I'm
dad
trying
is a
to
bad
explain
man.
to him. I promise my dad is not a bad man. He's just old. And he has this thing where he does an impression of Stevie Wonder.
Oh god, your dad is a bad person.
I promise he's not a bad person. I'm fairly certain we've convinced him to stop doing blackface now. I can't remember where we're up to it with it. But he does an impression. It does an impression of Stevie Wonder, and he, for a lack of a better phrase, blacks up for it. He did this. So when my dad got remarried a couple of years ago, now this is only in the last 2 or 3 years, for the honeymoon they said that they wanted friends and family to go on the first week of the honeymoon, which was in Croatia. The last night, my dad decided to do Stevie Wonder impression. He's got this, like, wig, but it's not a wig because it's dreadlocks, and this, like, one-piece thing, black-faced, and, like, me and my 2 brothers and my cousin were like, you can't do this. And everyone's like, oh, what's your problem? What's your problem? I'm like, it's not acceptable. For the love of God, stop doing it. It's like, oh, well, it's nothing malicious. It's, you know, because I love Stevie Wonder. I'm like, that is not the point, Dad. For the love of God, that is not the point. And I don't think he's done it since.
I'd hope not. I hope he's not just doing it in his spare time at home.
Actually. So, because of lockdown, we do the family quizzes on a Sunday.
Alright. Yep.
And it became a thing because my dad takes... Because he's retired, he's got a lot of time in his hands. You know, to wind my aunties up, he said that he was going to do like a calendar type thing for them. A photo a month for 12 months, and buy them a calendar with these photos on for Christmas.
Yep.
I'm fairly certain one of them is dressed up as Stevie Wonder on the roof of his house. I didn't look at it to see whether he blackface for it.
The fact that you're having to question in what photos is your father in blackface is worrying.
Welcome to my life. If you ever wonder why I am the way I am...
Can I unsubscribe?
What? To the
your
friendship?
Life?
Nope, you're too deep now. You're in.
I can very easily not be.
Well, thanks for subscribing to the podcast. This is probably going to be the last episode because my dad's a racist.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just Juxtapal.
Yeah.
Oh no, it reminds me too much of two best friends splitting up. It hurt.
You're the one splitting up the band.
Then we'll get the band back together, a la Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Oh,
I was just checking to see if Stevie Wonder was in Blues Brothers then, because I couldn't remember.
I've never watched the film.
That's really good. You should watch it.
Probably should.
Just a pal. There's a hole in my sock. I will not show foot on cam. Right, so your dad's a racist.
How long before you legit just quit the podcast and it legit just gets changed to just a pal?
Wants a pal, needs a pal, please help.
That's going to be the merch.
Jesus. I was going to talk about crafting today because I started watching a new YouTube man who does pottery and it's very interesting.
Let's move on. Let's move on to that, please.
Yeah. This man, he makes nice little teapots and mugs, and doesn't do blackface while he does it. He just does pottery. He's very nice. He's called Florian something or other. That's not his name. I just can't remember his last name.
Does his dad do blackface?
We're moving along. We're moving right along.
Well, you kept bringing it up. I thought I'd
it was
bring
funny
it up
when
one
I
last
did it,
time.
but you're now making me sad. So stop.
This is my life. You're sad about. Imagine how I feel.
Quiet, Beck's in bed. Oh. So yeah, he makes mugs and stuff, and
What types of mugs?
9cm by 9cm. Decent sized mug. Good handle. And then he glazes them, and it's interesting watching them be glazed because, you dip them in the glaze, and then you take it out, and then that dries, and then that's completely matte. It's not shiny when you take it out of the glaze. You have to then cook it off and put it back in the kiln. And then it comes out. It's like when you get a mug that looks cracked. It's one of those, but it's really nice and something you can do with the glaze. You can just bake it off and it's fine and it's all shiny and glazed. Or have you ever seen mugs that have the speckles of different colour? The way you get those is when you have the kiln full whack heating up. After it's at full whack, you cut off some of the ventilation, the air holes where the air comes in. So then the fire is burning inefficiently, it's lacking oxygen to heat itself to its full potential. So it will rip air molecules out of the glaze to then leave these little speckles, where it's deoxidized the glaze. Then you get the cool little speckles within it.
That's kind of cool.
It is. It's sciencey and fun.
Science, bitch.
So yeah, I'm actually thinking of getting a pottery wheel. Like I want a bigger one, but like 120 quid. And starting out with a hobby, like I agree that it's generally better to go all out and get the bigger of the things, because then you're going to have the capacity to do better with it. But secondarily, I want to get the pottery wheel to do sanding with for the dice, because I want to print those off. I'd actually grab a knob of clay, because I would like to make a item from Dark Souls that no one sells a replica of. It's just a little soapstone thing. It's like a carved out bit of chalk or rock.
Yeah.
Just like some leather wrapped around it, but like Bandai Namco, the people who make the game, and From Software, don't make an official replica. So I'm just going to make one.
Always make a few and sell them.
So I'm thinking maybe chuck them on Etsy, because like nobody sells it at all.
Do you remember the film Toy Soldiers?
Toy Soldiers is great, yeah.
So I'm following a guy on TikTok at the moment that is 3D printing like a costume of like the main character.
Oh yes, I've seen it. Yes, I saw it earlier on. It's really good.
Yeah, I need to find his account to see what he's up to with it. But that's quite cool.
Yeah, I like Small Soldiers. It's a very good film.
That, to be fair, it like takes up a decent chunk of like the people that I follow on TikTok. To be fair, just people 3D printing stuff.
I don't find the act of 3D printing very interesting. Like I
find the end result interesting.
I am half tempted, and it is only half tempted because I know it takes a long time, but I am half tempted to get into basic 3D modelling, so I can do the printing of the stuff that I model. Like, I fully understand that making my own dice, like fully designing them and picking out the picking the font that I want to use for the numbers, or the design if I want to do a design on any of the dice, like, it's hard and I don't want to do it. So I will happily pay my friend John to do it instead.
Then just print it off yourself.
Yeah.
I always forget that you've got a 3D printer.
Yeah, it's because behind the TV.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be like widely used until it's very easy to do, like that sort of stuff that you're on about, like creating stuff.
Weirdly, there's a website called Thingiverse that used to be a website for crafting stuff. It'd be like instructions on how somebody has made like chainmail and stuff. Like, used to be on there, I'm pretty sure. Like, oh, here's how you do this kind of chainmail.
Yeah.
Now it has pretty much just become a place where people upload 3D files for you to print. Would you like to hazard a guess? And this isn't like a funny, dirty joke or anything, but can you hazard a guess at what like the first most downloaded object on Thingiverse is? It is a stand for your phone with a little crank, so that you can put your phone on, put something on the little spinny wheel, and spin it to 3D scan the thing in front of it. 100% makes sense. Of course that's going to be the most downloaded thing. Because that means you can get, like, that little robot toy thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Put it in front of the camera, do it a quick spin. Right, you've got a 3D model of that now. Done.
Makes sense.
100% does.
Nope, not dildos.
No, not dildos, no. Yeah, I really like the idea of pottery. It's just, to actually do it, you need a kiln, and let's have a look. How much do you think, like, minimum cost kiln would be?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands and thousands.
Okay. Okay, actually, semi-affordable.
When you say semi-affordable,
Less than 200 quid for an electric one.
actually quite affordable then.
Yeah, no, like, I say semi because I'm like, it's still...
How big is it?
For that one, how much is it? Just a second. It's not big by any means. Like, I think you'd fit maybe a couple of mugs in there.
Big enough.
Big enough, yeah.
Did you never do that in high school? Like pottery and stuff.
Never got to do it. I only did art until year 9.
I did it at GCSE level.
Really?
No idea why. I could draw to save my life.
Well, art's more than just drawing, but drawing, I imagine, helps the artistic experience.
Okay, I can't art to save my life.
You're not an artistic man. Don't bother.
Yeah.
Say hello to my toe. Right.
It's been a while since I've physically been disgusted at something, but the fact that I've looked down to see your toe physically waving at me disgusts me.
When was the last time you saw another man's toe?
It's been a while. I don't know. When did I get kicked out?
No, don't suck my toe.
I don't think you could pay me enough.
100% could.
I don't think you could.
Honestly, I think anything like around the 100 quid mark and you're into it.
Stop waving, you taught me! You absolute freak! Chris, come and sort him out, please. Yeah, probably before I got kicked out of my house. Stepdad's toes, I don't know.
Taking a picture of me toe.
Why is your little toe so flexible? Why can it move so much? Please put your toes away. I don't want to see your nasty ass. I don't want to see your feet. Looks like an overgrown clit.
Shut up. Oh.
So, Stop now. You're not sat here looking at his toes.
I did send him a picture.
Alright. So maybe you are sat there looking at his toes. So back to crafts.
Yeah.
We've gone off topic.
So I've got
a bit
some
there.
clay. I'm gonna do a model with that at some point.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna make?
I told you it's the soapstone from Dark Souls. You can do a Google fairly easily.
Okay.
It's a fairly. It just looks like a carved bit of like rock.
Okay. Just that, or other stuff?
No, it's just that I got it specifically for that one project. That's it. But then I'll have spare, so.
Stop it! Stop it!
Yes, jolly cooperation. I'll also make a red one and an orange one, because... Oh, and what's nice is if I make the one mould, all the images for... Because there's 3 of them. There's the white one, the red one, and the orange one that have different uses. They're... The like, image for them in, like, the thing it's all the exact same drawing, just recoloured.
That's kind of cool.
So if I make it accurate to the one picture, it doesn't matter. I will make one eventually. I need to get more silicon first.
Silicon Valley.
No, just silicon. Do you know that Silicon Valley isn't called Silicon Valley for like the amount of boob jobs or plastic surgery that goes on there? I always assumed it was from when I was younger.
The only thing that I know about Silicon Valley is that's where all the techie people go.
Yeah, that's why, because like CPUs have silicon, I'm fairly sure. Isn't it? Isn't it weird how a computer is just made up of rocks that we electrocuted and then told them to think?
Yeah.
That's what CPU is. It's just we went, okay, start thinking, buddy. And he went, oh dear. Okay.
You don't think it's weird that glass is just rocks that we took all the colour out of?
Ice is a rock. Yep. And that means that water is lava. It does. Science says so.
The girl that's sitting next to, well, I say girl, woman, same age as me, didn't realise until recently that lighters were called lighters because they light up. But I didn't put them two things together in it. Lighters were called lighters because they lit up when you used them.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, glass is just heated up stones that we take the colour out of.
I don't think we have to take the colour out of it. I know if you use quartz glass, it's clear. Quartz sand, should I say.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting. It's like a half-an-hour documentary on YouTube starring Adam Savage and Janie Heineman from Mythbusters that go into like massive detail about glass and how it's really interesting. Like there was a company in old Western times. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but they developed a method of making glass so that when you had like a lantern that had a glass screen on it, because glass is really, really fragile. Have you ever like been washing a mug or glass in really hot water and then run it under a cold tap and it just shatters?
No, because I know science.
Yeah, but that can happen.
Yeah.
There was a company in old Western times, I don't know the year, probably the 1700s maybe, that developed a way of making glass so that when you had a lantern on the railway, like a candle or gas-powered lantern, and then it would start raining, they developed a way to make glass so it wouldn't shatter. When it got the stark contrast in temperature, it wouldn't shatter. That company still exists and makes Gorilla Glass that is on phone screens. Same company. Also get into like laminated glass as well.
I can't remember what the brand of whiskey is called, but it's an American company that is actually older than America.
Older than the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older than the United States, but is a United States company, and that's weird to think of.
Yeah. We have a pub in Preston that is older than the United States.
Do we? Which
The
one?
Bell Inn. I think it's called the Bell Inn. Just before that pub that has the pig. Like the Barney's.
Oh, so it's
Or just after. It's somewhere down that end.
Yeah.
Basically, that area of town. If you go and past a warehouse, you get into Shiftyville. Don't go there.
Where else is the start of Shifterville?
No, that's it. Like, the corner where you would turn down to warehouse? Anything past that.
That's what I mean. Where else is the start?
Yeah. No, warehouse is fine. Warehouse is just fine.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. How annoyed are you that they've had to delay opening more else
No,
by
I'm
a
not
month?
annoyed. I was mostly expecting it, to be honest. I don't really care. Because honestly, my day-to-day life is now unaffected. The way life is right now, in, 9 days' time, it's going to be no different.
Yeah.
No different at all. Other than, again, once every 4 months, I'll go to a warehouse. That's it.
The only difference is going to be between now and 9 days from now is that you don't have to wear a mask to go in the shop.
Yeah, I honestly, if I remember it, I probably still will. But now, when I get halfway to the shop and I've forgotten it, I won't go back for it. Currently, I do. It annoys me when other people do it, so I don't.
If you go to the co-op on Bungee Road, as you walk through the door on the left-hand side, directly left, they usually have face masks on there.
Oh, nice. Good shop, that.
Just in case you've forgotten your own. And honestly, I don't know why more places don't do that.
People steal the boxes. Like, it's shitty, and it doesn't happen as much now because they're not in as such high demand, but... Yeah, I think for a while I might still wear them.
Yeah.
It's beneficial for literally everyone to continue doing it. It's the one thing I thought they would have kept. I thought they would have, alright, we'll lift all other restrictions for, amount of people in places, all the other ones, but public transport and in shops, keep it on.
Yeah.
I would have been perfectly fine with it. I'd be perfectly fine with them extending it again. I really don't care. I understand they need to let the economy thrive again, but Amazon's doing just great and they don't pay taxes, so...
And they treat the employees like shit.
Yeah, Amazon's a dog shit company. It's just annoying that they are just so fucking convenient.
Yeah.
There's no... it's getting to the point where they do have a monopoly in online sales of things because they are so much better at it than other people. Can you name any other business that actually... just off the top of your head, any other business that legitimately does next day delivery?
No, and it actually annoys me that eBay don't. But if you think about it, Amazon is what eBay should be.
No, eBay's its own thing. I'm annoyed at how eBay is. I go on Amazon and I search for something, and I... pottery wheels, I was looking for them. They're legitimately all, the cheapest for a decent big one, 120 quid. That's how much it is. Go to eBay, it's all the exact same stuff. For pretty much the same price. But you're paying shipping on top of it. And it'll arrive later. But I miss when actually 100% eBay was just... oh, it's people flogging the shit. I miss it.
But there's loads of websites that do that now.
Yeah, but the other ones aren't as good as eBay was. eBay was good at it.
I don't understand why eBay wasn't what Amazon is now 10 years ago.
Because it wasn't what they wanted to do. It was intended as an auction site.
Yeah.
But now it's just, oh, buy it now. It's all the same shit that's on Amazon, apart from you have to pay postage, so it makes it more expensive. Other than little bits. Pretty much anything you can find on Wish, you'll probably be able to find on Amazon. Not Amazon, eBay.
I genuinely haven't used eBay in about 10 years.
My dad does, because my dad's very good at finding a deal. If you need something for nigh on half the price and are willing to wait a month or two, my dad'll probably find it. He's good at finding a good deal. Yeah, eBay's good for craft stuff. I might actually look for silicone on eBay. It's the one place I didn't look. Because I prefer generally for stuff that I'm going to be using, I want it to be of a decent quality. I want it to be from a reputable seller, basically. So the first time I bought silicone and resin, I bought it from it wasn't even a crafting website. It was like it was one of those weird websites, like, you know how websites in the early 2000s, like, you go onto Wix website, like the hardware store, and the website just looked kind of weird because it's built for craftsmen who, like, know exactly what they're looking for. It was a website that looked like that.
Yeah.
So it was awkward to get around. Oh, fucking... One of the websites I have to use for work, it's called Pioneer. Pioneer, we order most of our stuff from. So, pepperoni, like cheap ham, stuff like that, olive oil, spices, all that kind of stuff. We get it from Pioneer. Their search function is so dog shit. So dog shit. I wanted to get some pork shoulder to order to make pulled pork, which I have done. I've made pulled pork for work. It's very nice. I search pork shoulder on Pioneer. Nothing comes up. Some other little, like, pork stuff things come up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I thought they didn't have it. I was like, oh, fine, whatever. A couple of days later, I go, I'll check again. This time, I just searched shoulder. And it comes up. Because it decided to call it shoulder of pork on the actual listing for the item.
Who calls it shoulder of pork?
Exactly, but that's not the thing that annoyed me. It's like, I put in 2 terms into your search bar that were pork and shoulder. That should have brought up what I was looking for. Like, there's other things that I've looked for where just because of the way I've searched it, it's not come up.
Yeah. Have you watched the Jeremy Clarkson farming show?
No. Just don't care. Like, I've not seen an advert for it. I don't know what it's about. It's just the premise of it. I don't care.
It's actually pretty good. I would say watch it.
Does he drive a tractor?
He does drive a tractor. It's just him on he basically bought a farm. And you know, he's absolutely useless at everything. But it's really funny. I'd say at least give the first 1 or 2 episodes a watch.
Okay.
It's very good. Yeah, no, I get that. Some people, Jeremy Clarkson is very much one of those people that you actually like, quite like him, or absolutely hate him.
Ricky Gervais. He's a big one like that.
Yep.
But I'm weirdly, like, just kind of in the middle. Like, I don't absolutely love him. I think he's kind of funny. I think a lot of what he says, like, kind of makes sense. But I also think he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But I don't hate him. He's fine. Afterlife is very good, and Invention of Lying is a very good film.
Yeah. Oh, what was the program? Derek, have you ever watched Derek?
No, because he's, again, it's like he's playing like a mentally deficient man, and I don't, just doesn't quite sit right.
I get that. It is good though. It is very good.
No, thank you. Be gone.
No, it is a good program.
I
can understand why you wouldn't want to watch it though, but it is a good program. Trying to think of like other programs that he's done that I've actually quite enjoyed.
The Ricky Gervais show, great.
You what?
The Ricky Gervais show.
I never watched it. Because
you listened to the podcast, didn't you?
Yeah, I listened to the podcast before they turned it into a TV show.
I thoroughly enjoyed Idiot Abroad, but that was more Carl Pilkington than Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. I to be fair, I did enjoy that. But then again, I knew that because of the podcast that it was going to be good.
Yeah.
Because I know what Carl Pilkington's like. Carl Pilkington's in the programme that I just talked about.
Derek, yeah.
Derek.
That's where, yeah.
What was the other one that Carl Pilkington did? Because he did an Idiot Abroad and then the Morning of Life.
Yes.
I never really watched that.
No, it was him separating off from Ricky Gervais to some degree, and it just didn't work quite as well.
Yeah.
Idiot Abroad was really good. That was Sunday night TV. That was after tea, Malcolm in the Middle time. That was the slot that it filled.
Yeah.
It was before The Simpsons. That is the time slot it got, which is, for Sky, that's prime time.
Yeah.
And then, alright, I'm just nostalgically going back to when I must have been like 8 or 9. Because Sundays, traditionally, we'd go to my grandparents at like 4, chill out there for an hour and a half, go to either my mum's or my auntie's for tea, stick around until like 8 or 9, go home. And it'd go, we'd eat, we'd sit about, hang out, we would watch Malcolm in the Middle or Scrubs, depending on what year it is. We would watch The Simpsons and all the adults would chat amongst themselves. Then we would watch Scrap Heap Challenge. Perfect show. Then Robot Wars, and that was more or less bedtime.
I've never watched Extras. I've never watched the UK or the US Office.
I've UK Office to me is a little cringy. Like that's kind of what, like to me that's how it seemed to be going for.
Yeah.
US Office is alright. I've watched like a season and a bit. It's pretty good.
I imagine that the US Office is fairly similar to Parks and Recs. I know it's very similar in the way that it's filmed.
I'm trying to think of differences and how to describe it. I would say Parks and Rec has more of a main character.
Yeah.
Whereas The Office is, here are the people the show is about.
Yeah.
It's like Friends. Friends is about the group of friends. If you really had to hard push for a main character, maybe Ross, but not really at all. There are many episodes without him in.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother is about Ted.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec is about Leslie Knope. She is the main character. She is the focal point of the show. She's the one it always pretty much comes back to. She tends to be the main character of a lot of episodes. Whereas The Office is, here are the people. An episode could be about pretty much anyone.
Yeah. Parks and Rec is legit one of my favourite TV shows.
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It is phenomenal.
Written very well. I don't think there's a character that I don't care about in it.
And the only reason that I started watching it was because I saw the occasional clip on TikTok.
Yep,
and
of Ron Swanson being fucking hilarious.
I thought, oh, this looks kind of okay. I might just give it a watch, see what it's like. And immediately fell in love with it.
Yep.
It is
generally
phenomenal.
same with The Office. You kind of need to get past season 2 for it to really get into itself.
Yeah. No.
Also, like Chris Pratt really got his career going there.
Yeah. I like Chris Pratt, but I don't know if I could go. I don't know if he seems like someone that I could go for a pint with.
It's sad and annoying, but you know when you like see a celebrity or someone in the limelight, and you're like, I just feel like at some point you're gonna say or do something. Yeah, like him himself, I don't think he's really. I don't think he's said anything. I just know the church that he goes to isn't really a good church.
Yeah.
I don't think he himself has said anything like really bad. But I know that he's pretty Christian, and the church that he goes to isn't.
I didn't know that,
Good.
but in my brain, I was thinking, I know he's very, very religious.
Yeah, he is. He is very Christian.
I feel like that's going to come up at some point.
Yeah. Like, all it's going to take is for, like, him to just say the wrong thing. Or get caught out. Or something.
Yeah.
I hope... 1 minute. Because I feel like he might have left that church. Chris...
I feel like Tom Cruise is very similar though, but I know he's not a Christian, but because he's a part of Scientology,
yeah.
I feel like he's only like one like comment away from being just cancelled. Talking about Republicans, I found it a bit weird, to be fair. Caitlyn Jenner's a Republican. I found that one weird.
Yeah, it's...
I know that because she had her own programme.
Yeah.
And they were all having a go at her for being a Republican.
Yeah, and saying... Oh, yeah, we shouldn't have trans women in women's sports teams or women's sporting events. Like, no, and also you're in a golf tournament. What? It seems like Donald Trump, I feel, is someone who lent into the Republican Party just because he said it in, I'm pretty sure in like early 2006 or like the late 90s. He said, "Oh, if I was ever to run for president, I'd be a Republican because they're so easy to manipulate."
Yeah.
And I feel like Caitlyn Jenner is doing the exact same thing. It's like, yep, if Donald Trump can get your vote, I can just say enough right things to check enough boxes.
Yeah. There's been a transgender woman picked for the New Zealand Olympics team, I believe.
Ah, good. Is the Olympics happening? No, it is happening.
Yeah, this month.
Fucking hell, it is.
Yeah, it's this month. I'm fairly certain the Euros final is on the 12th and on the 11th, and the Olympics start on the 12th.
Wow. Oh, they're adding new stuff to the Olympics. Have you seen?
We've talked about it before. It's like
I'm sure that we haven't. 100% we haven't.
I'm fairly certain we have because you've mentioned that there's BMX, something to do with BMX riding or something like that.
I have not said the word BMX in at least 12 years, so nope, it's not me.
I am fairly certain we have talked about this before.
Because I know they're bringing breakdancing. I think they're just calling it breaking. But yeah, breakdancing. And skateboarding. Skateboarding's in.
Yeah, I know it was something like that. BMX, skateboarding.
I think BMXing might have already been, or
I think it is.
Year. But it's the 2024 that's going to have, I think, breakdancing and skateboarding.
Okay. I don't really know how the breakdancing's going to work, but okay.
It'll just be scored on points of how well you've done. The same as gymnastics. Like, how do you score gymnastics? Well, clearly there's a way, and they'll do the same with breakdancing.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh. Yeah, I never really care about the Olympics. I just...
Yeah. The Olympics, for me, is what I imagine the World Cup is for people that are not really interested in football. Like, they'll get into it to a certain degree, but not really that fussed about it.
No. I remember my mum getting really, really excited because we happened to be in London at the time of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Just because I went to the Harry Potter studio tour. And we stayed in London for a few days while we were down there. Like, a decent chunk of my family. I think my grandparents, all my aunties, my cousins, my mum, me.
Yeah.
I think my uncle as well. But I went down, and I remember mum, like, it was, because it was 2012, it was just when phone internet was, like, kind of alright. And she was watching the live video of Mo Farah, like, winning the 100-metre or whatever, and she's going mental on the tube of all fucking places. I'm apologising to other people on the tube, but luckily it's not that busy. And my mum's going mental, and just this really nice one from, like, down the things, like, she's like, yay. I'm like, I'm really sorry. And she's like, he's already won. I was listening to it on the radio. He's already won. And then my mum calmed down. When was the last time you watched Cool Runnings? That's a Disney film. Yeah. I've not seen it in years. I remember fuck all. I remember the premise of the film. It has John Candy in it. Kiss my lucky egg. Are you dead, man? That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you need to remember.
Yes, egg.
But yeah, so New Zealand are probably going to win the weightlifting. Women's weightlifting.
Potentially.
I'm only saying that because transgender women have literally set all the records for the women's division in weightlifting. Literally all of them. So there's a good chance that if she's good, she's going to be very good. So, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm not excited for the Olympics, I really don't care.
When does cheerleading get added to the Olympics? I feel like that should be added.
Is it not already?
I don't know, look it up. Cheerleading is very impressive. Have you watched the show on Netflix?
No, I haven't, but it looks like it will soon be a sport in the Olympics.
It should be. It's watch the one. It's called Cheer. It's on Netflix. I watched it because it came up on my Netflix.
Have you ever seen the shuffle button on Netflix?
No, but it seems bizarre.
Yeah, it's not great. I tried it. It'll just like, I don't know if it picks random episodes from whatever you're watching, but it fucking seemed to. But if you're watching like 3 or 4 shows on and off on Netflix and click shuffle, it'll be like, oh, carry on from where you left off on this. Which I think was kind of alright. Like, it's a good idea, but Netflix is notoriously bad for picking out like what you like. So, when was the last time you saw something recommended to you that you've gone, oh yeah, that's probably quite good. I'll watch that, and then you watched it and it was good.
Yeah.
All right.
There's probably been stuff since, but
yeah,
just because we've been talking about that. But I feel like the Americans have a very unfair advantage on cheerleading.
Like, I don't want to say they invented it, but it really seems like they probably did.
Probably.
Because it's not... I'm sure it is a thing over here, but...
It is a thing over here.
But not to the same degree.
But I only know that it's a thing over here because one of my old housemates used to do it.
Yeah.
But even then, nowhere to the level that they do it over in America. Like, they do these, like, pyramids and stuff, and they're, like, 5 or 6 people high. You're thinking, you drop her, she's Probably seriously injured. There's quite
Honestly.
a few like serious injuries in it.
I
and
bet,
stuff.
like, you know how, like, when you learn to roller skate or skateboard or anything,
Yeah.
you're advised, like, the first thing that you need to learn to do is fall over.
Yeah.
I bet in, like, cheerleader training, there's, like, learn how to fall. Learn how to fall or be easily caught.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me actually. But there's like quite a few times where like these girls just aren't quite caught properly.
Yeah. Like, you grab an arm and that just spins so the head hits first. Like,
Yeah. I think there's like people that have been like paralysed and all sorts from it. Well, there's only one world record in weightlifting set by a trans woman. Oh, fair enough. I thought there was more than that. I thought there were a few.
mistake.
I don't know where I picked that up. I don't know where I've heard that then. But I'm fairly certain I've heard it somewhere. I've not just made it up.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's. I don't know what they're doing with guidelines on testosterone and stuff. I imagine that there'll be strict guidelines on it and some.
Yeah, I can't think of any Olympic event that I actually care about. I know everyone gets excited for the running. Yeah, you've probably just picked up on curling. It's like snooker. Snooker is just tidying up disguised as a sport. Curling is silly. Yeah, you've probably just picked up on one of those articles that, like, is probably to some degree demonizing, like,
Yeah.
allowing transgender people into gender specified sporting events, but realistically, like, there's not a problem.
I honestly don't. Well, I don't read about it. I honestly don't know about enough of the science behind it.
No.
Logically, my brain's going. There must be some advantage if you've transitioned after puberty. But then again, there probably isn't.
Yeah, but then again, you don't know.
I don't know because I don't know.
Yeah, your
enough
brain's
of the
making
science.
assumptions on stuff that you don't know, so
Yeah,
it really just.
but then again, there probably isn't.
Yeah. That's for professionals to deal with and not me.
Yeah.
Just set off, like, gendered sporting events. Just allow everyone to do everything. I do suppose in, like, weightlifting, though. Like,
I think in the Olympics that it's not really worth it. So if you look at weightlifting, we've got a clear advantage
yeah.
because of testosterone. Sprinting, I'm fairly certain there's in world records there's like in running terms there's a big difference. It might only be like a second, which doesn't seem like a lot to us, but
No, but a second can be a long time in running.
In running. But I'm fairly certain that there is stuff in the Olympics, like BMX riding, that it could probably just have males and females mixed.
Yeah. Fencing, I bet. That can just be agender. Don't fucking matter. Fence to your heart's content.
Yeah. Pool.
Is skeet shooting still an event in the Olympics? Sure it is. Yeah, I played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I played it.
What's that one where you have the really long pole and you have to jump over the thing?
Pole vaulting.
Pole vaulting. I don't know what the world records on those are, but I'm fairly certain that they would be pretty even. Because where men have the muscle advantage, the women tend to be lighter, I would imagine.
Yeah. Really doesn't matter. Who cares about the Olympics? Other than apparently the Winter Olympics. Winter Olympics are good.
I've never watched them, but I reckon there is a lot more events in the Winter Olympics that will be a lot more entertainment.
I watched Eddie. Kind of watched Eddie the Eagle. It's all right.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's in that as well.
Yeah, he is.
And it is Hugh Jackman. Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Taron Egerton.
I always forget his name because it's a weird name.
It is. Taron, I feel like I've heard before, but it is a bit out there. Egerton, also, like, out there.
Yeah.
It's a double one. It's like, if you remember it, you'll remember it. Like, Elton John's different because Elton John's Elton John. But Elton is not the most common of name.
No.
I did have a science teacher called Mr. Elton, though.
Plus, Elton John is a chosen name.
Yeah, I know, but Taron Egerton can't be Is that his legit name? I don't know. I don't care.
I feel like it is, because why would you choose it otherwise? Surely choosing a stage name is to choose a name that is easy to remember.
Even David Bowie, his name is David Bowie, because his actual name was shared with, I think, one of the members of the Monkees. So he changed his. I'm pretty sure his name was David, but he changed his last name.
You find a lot of artists and actors. I think with actors, I think it's something to do with the acting guild.
Yes. That was fun. I think I could have told you this last week, but something quite interesting. Like, you know when you go to a pub and there's a band on, and they sing nothing but covers?
Yeah.
You'd think, oh, is that not technically illegal because they're stealing the IP from somebody else? It's covered under the music venue's music license.
Okay.
So you pay a license to be able to play music in your pub, in your venue, whatever, in your cafe. So you're allowed to play that Elton John song, that Oasis. You're allowed to play Wonderwall on the radio, on Spotify, however you want to. You can play that song.
Yeah.
So you're also allowed to have a band come in and sing that song.
Yeah.
And because you pay your music license, you're covered for it. That's how that works. Because I thought about that for a while. I was like, how do cover bands get away with it?
Yeah.
You cover by the license of the venue.
I wonder how the BBC... the BBC will be the same thing, because I've always wondered that with the Live Lounge.
Yeah, they may actually pay the thingy directly, though. But I don't... Honestly, I don't know. It's interesting. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Still one of my favourite things to have playing in the background, Live Lounge. BBC
Never
Live
listened
Lounge.
to it. The odd one always pops up.
Yeah.
Like, was the Bowling for Soup one? It was during lockdown, I think, or just after. Or just at the beginning, I meant.
I'm not sure who that is.
Bowling for Soup. High School Never Ends. Proper pop punk band.
I've probably heard of some of the songs.
1985. They did a cover of Stacey's Mum.
Okay.
You must have heard. High School Never Ends is the big one. Jack Black is referenced in the song. He's a good lad. Right, it's been nearly 2 fucking hours and I should very...
Going back to the Chris Pratt thing, Jack Black is someone that I would go for a pint with.
Oh yeah, Jack Black, 100%.
Yeah.
Jack Black, top man.
Top bloke.
Top bloke. I'm sure he's done something wrong, but nothing comes to mind.
We all love him too much for it to bother us.
I don't know, depends what it is. If he is, fucked a kid, that's line in the sand, done. Not that I think Jack Black could But you never know. Celebrities and that. He is rich.
What's the guy that owns the island that's been in trouble?
I don't remember his name.
I don't think he's friends with him, so...
Yeah. Hopefully safe.
Yeah. So I was watching Joe Rogan and the guy... What's the director called that did the film? Oh, never mind. Just end the podcast there. Mate's gone.
Right.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.